5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Podcast.
Warren's got stab.
Welcome to the Wildly Uninteresting podcast, episode 86.
Woo-woo!
With Casper, Ian, and Couch.
Woo! And Sarah.
In a new location. Well,
I know,
you don't matter.
like
You're
I'm
always
not a regular.
I know.
I forgot about that too. You're also regular. Forget Ian. Casper and Couch.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, dude. Welcome back to the show. And we're in a different location, which is weird, man.
Yeah.
Thinking on the fly. Different
Remote.
location.
Yeah.
Remote.
I really
Galaxy
like it
house.
here.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
The
a lot more.
ambiance is nice.
Yeah.
Your home is beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful home.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Casper's home. Casper and Ian's home.
I live
They
here
live
too.
together. Together
He
they
hates
live.
you today.
I just want to exclude you from everything.
As you should.
Yeah.
Because you had to bring shit over.
I swear when we pulled up, I thought, God, we should just get all of this again and keep it here. Just spend double money.
Double money.
Then Casper and I would start a podcast without you guys and never tell you about it. But I'd always like spam the Wildly Uninteresting page in the comments. Hey, check out this fucking cool new podcast.
I just found it. I can't believe it exists.
Yeah, man. For
like
episode 86, is there anything
Oh, Jesus.
anything aside from the election that you can talk about?
Yeah, we should talk about Green Day. 'Cause they have
We
that
shouldn't
song
talk about Green
86,
Day.
You know?
Green
Insomniac's
Day's-
a cool album.
Green Day is terrible. Anybody who
You're-
listens to Green Day
Ugh.
is terrible, and their legs should be cut off. I don't know. I don't know where this hate for
Intense.
Green Day grew, but I extremely I
Yeah.
hate them. Yeah. And
Was
if
it
I hear
when-
that, what's that? Brain stew? Is it brain stew?
Yeah.
It's
Or
brain
whatever.
stew.
It's
Yeah.
definitely
If I have to hear
their
that
worst
again.
song. It's
No.
a horrible song.
Come on.
No,
Yeah.
I walked the lonely road.
Oh,
the
so anything-
only one that one is terrible.
I'd rather listen to that than Brain Stew.
Yeah, I think the other one was played out. But you like your album, your record, your album.
You
Yeah,
like that
thanks,
horrible
man.
shit
Yeah,
we
I'm
got
happy.
you?
This is a fantastic album. I don't know what
pretty
you're
great.
saying.
Warning, they get,
terrible.
they
Yeah,
get-
yeah,
okay.
Green Day
Oh,
is
you don't?
terrible.
Okay.
I said yes, it's a fantastic album.
Oh, okay.
I will say
It's
any.
like I don't know what you're saying. You know, I thought you didn't understand why. Okay.
When is
No.
it
Whatever.
acceptable for a band to quit putting out music or quit trying? Like they should have quit a long time ago.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's always acceptable.
Yeah,
Unless you're
no,
the
no,
National or Ryan Adams, then you got to keep going forever.
No, they should definitely stop.
Ryan Adams should have stopped a long time ago.
Fuck you. That is bullshit.
After rock and roll, it was over.
Oh, come on.
The only
Love
thing
as
I
Hell
like,
came after rock and roll, you dumb bitch.
I thought Love Is Hell came first.
No, man.
Okay, well, Love Is Hell is
You
fantastic.
don't even know your shit.
I know.
Gotcha.
It's terrible.
the only good thing that who's the lead singer? What's that guy's name?
Of what?
Green Day.
Oh,
Billy Joe.
Billy Joe.
Have you ever seen his like freakouts on YouTube? Like just go and
I
search.
saw
like,
one.
He just had like the one at the
It's like, we're
VMAs
not
or some
fucking
shit.
Justin Bieber.
We're not Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
And he
That
broke
was
his
cool though,
guitar.
'cause, like he was all coked up and he was mad they cut him short.
He's like, "Do you know who I am?" And like,
He's like,
yeah.
well, they wanted to give
God.
Usher more time.
Got to give Usher more
Fuck
time.
Usher. God. I know, I mean, Usher's cool.
Yeah.
But when it comes to cutting Green Day short, no. Schedule your shit properly. Let Green Day do their thing.
Yeah, so I guess, was it just a scheduling issue? It's not like Green Day wanted to play longer or was late.
No,
or
they were like, we
anything.
want Usher to play longer, so we're
So
going to
the-
cut Green Day's time.
So day up, they're like, we're extending his time. Yeah, that's some bullshit.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I would have broken Mike's stuff, you know? Like, hey, I'm going to destroy the bass setup just because of my rage. So, yeah.
Crazy.
Gary might punch me, though, if I did that.
Well,
Nah,
that's
he
okay.
won't.
You could take Gary.
Actually, no, he couldn't.
No. Gary would fuck me up.
Gary works out every day. Come on.
He's old though. Hit him in the hip and
He
you're
was in the
done.
Marines.
Doesn't he always
Okay.
have a knife on him?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he
I
cut-
do
he-
too, but everyone at this table could take me.
And he cuts grass
Pulled
with a
your knife
20-pound
out.
vest.
It's true.
I will say that
man's
Gary
wild.
gives me hope that like, cause I was like really big and then I lost all that shit. And I was like, well, maybe when I turn 40, like I would have that like 40, like he could be a dad bod. You know what I mean?
Gary's not 40.
No, I know he's like 80.
36.
No,
He's like 80.
He's like 107.
but if he can do it and stay big when he's older, that means that I still have a shot like later on in life,
Hell
like when I
yeah.
feel like it, you know, when I
think
feel
it-
like doing it again.
I think it sucks because so many like old people are frail and like decrepit, and you don't have to be that way. You can actually take care of yourself. Which
I wonder what
He
Fitness-
fucks 20-year-olds. He's fine.
Yeah, man. He talks about how, like, he's staying with these 2 girls and their ages combined don't equal his. He's happy.
Jesus
Damn.
Christ.
No, I wonder, like, when it comes down to him working out like that. Oh, no, I went off track. That's not what I was going to say. Never mind. Forget what I was saying.
Shit, that's awesome.
Yeah, I had it and then I lost it. It was like, you ever had that come in the brain and then it, like, flies
yeah.
out?
That made me want to listen to the hippos.
Every day of my life. Yes. But no, I think fitness, because it's important to you. It always has been.
I know what I was going to say.
See, there we
All right,
go.
cool.
Yeah.
So,
You
what,
can't say always. He was a fat kid.
like, I go into
And that inspired him.
gas stations and shit and see gas station
All right.
attendants and old people that like come in and they're like sweatpants and shit, and I mean they look like life has fucked them up. Do you think that like just it's a numbers game where eventually there's a certain percentage that will be frail and old and genetics just fucked them in life, or do you think it was like a personal choice to be that?
I
Like,
definitely think it's a personal choice.
Yeah.
like the world
Well,
just
I
got
mean,
them down.
Genetics certainly plays some role because you have, arthritis and shit like that. But I would say, yeah, it's a personal choice to just not take care of yourself. So many people don't care about fitness. I mean, I'm one of them. I don't ever work out ever, and I never have. But if you did, you'd be, healthy-ish.
Yeah, it's the commitment
fit-ish.
to lounging or being fit. You
Yeah,
know?
and I'm totally dedicated to lounging.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
But I
I'd
think
rather be anorexic.
Well, it's
Just
not
stay
really
skinny.
a choice some people
Sad.
make. Some people are just, I guess, apathetic and don't think about it. They're just like, they don't know that they're making a choice. I guess you could call it an
Oh,
unconscious.
come on.
It's an unconscious choice.
Still.
Because nobody chooses to want to be like just
Dude, I'm
like
on that,
frail and
yeah.
horrible. It's just
Well,
it
no,
happens.
I'm not saying that they choose. Oh, like they're sitting at home. I could be
yeah.
fit or be frail.
Yeah.
It's
I'm going to be frail, you know?
Yeah.
They're, when they don't choose to do shit.
right. They're
They're passively choosing to be pieces of shit.
yes.
I think though it is, and I'm with that. Like you said it, the unconscious choice. Like I think our brains just get into these rituals and these ruts, and then we just become comfortable in that, and then it kind of chooses us, and then life starts beating you up, and then once you're far enough into the rut, like you don't feel like there's a way out of it.
Right.
So I've been living this long. Eventually, I'll die. You know what I mean? Like I'll just keep going the way I'm going, and then eventually you're old and frail and wondering where the fuck your 20s
Yeah.
went.
How'd this
you know.
happen?
I think you have to luck out genetically though to have the kind of like just the ability to be able to like
Yeah.
stay fit and work out. Like not everybody can because their body's gotten, other things have happened to them in their
Right.
life, like
Yeah.
diseases and things like that.
Yeah.
And structurally
Good point.
speaking, like
So
a lot
that's
of people,
society destroying those people by keeping them alive with medicine.
but that's
Or
why they can
killing
benefit
them.
off of them. They can benefit off of them being that way. But like you were saying, I think that genetically, some of our structures can't perform like working out or push weights or run or whatever. Genetically
Right.
speaking, some people just can't. So what do they do in that situation? Is there, you know what I mean? I don't think there's only one way to work out. They've been
Yeah.
doing it that way forever. So
You drink orange juice.
just
I
that.
wonder,
Yeah, that's it.
like, what impact? What?
You gotta get that vitamin C. Come on.
Yeah, get that vitamin C. In my head, like the citrus stuff, it just like dissolves everything bad in people's bodies.
The high acidity.
Yeah, it's like all those toxins are flushed.
Yeah.
with
Just
this orange
dissolve it
juice.
away.
If you need the super strong dose, just drink straight lemon juice.
Yeah, dude.
That's great. But no, I wonder what impact, like just a small amount of exercise. So like, a 3-pound weight you lift every day just to keep things tight, and maybe a few push-ups or sit-ups, or you walk around the block, like something like that. If it would positively impact you as you age anyway.
Well,
I
I
mean,
can't even do one push-up.
I
I
can't
can't
either.
either.
I was talking shit to Dr. I can't. I
Really?
was talking shit to Dr. Sex Woods, and he was like, I can do push-ups. I was like, fuck you, you can't, you tubby bitch. And he did 10.
Yeah.
He made it look so easy.
I can do like about 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Wow.
damn.
Can't-
Nope, I can't do one. I've never been
Physically
able to do
inferior to Couch and Dr. Woods.
one. Yes.
That was terrible.
You should
I have no
definitely.
upper arm strength.
No.
You a doctor now?
No. I don't have one of those filters, so you can just keep hearing me pop, 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 pop.
Little
So I figured
poppies.
this would take it away. But
It's a
speaking
little
of
late to not
masks,
spread your shit.
I think it is crazy that we're shutting down for another 3 weeks. I just learned that yesterday, and we shut down at 5 because I don't watch the news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think it's. I told her I don't understand because like restaurants and businesses that were forced to close, I don't understand how they're staying above water. Like they.
They're
A lot of them
not.
aren't.
Yeah.
A lot of them are. No, the small chains are dying out.
Happily,
Yeah, quickly.
3rd Street Dive is looking to be going under soon.
Oh really?
Fuck them.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Took it long
They can
enough.
Suck a
If they're
dick.
a big corporation with like a bunch of chains, they've been able to survive
Yeah.
and they've got their money invested in other things. But anybody that's just in the restaurant business is going down.
Yeah,
Mhm.
dude,
I'm
it's scary
not
because
surviving.
you can't like you can't go against it because you get fined for it and all that shit. And I'm sure there might be a legal process for that too. So like you can't even fight going under. So what do? You have to figure out another way to do things.
I had read that they're allowing like 2 different locations of restaurants that are chains to stay like completely open. I don't remember. I was gonna say that they could have people sit down, but that wasn't it. But they said something about 2 locations.
I know some places I saw on the news are staying open because of outdoor seating and outdoor heaters.
Oh.
But I mean, I know most places don't have the capability for outdoor seating like that.
I can't believe that they allow that too, though. Like you think they would shut that down? Because I mean, you're still around people,
Right.
and you're still coming in
The
contact with them. Right?
circulation's different.
Well, there's one place in Norton Commons, Gustavo's. They actually have
Oh.
these little plastic igloos set up outside for people
Yeah,
to go
dude.
sit in.
Damn.
Lunch bubbles.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
See, that's thinking outside the box. I feel like people who are gonna roll with the punches like that are gonna
Yeah.
stay open. But I think it's unfair
Survival of the
to.
fittest.
Yeah, like these restaurants that have just been doing like the restaurant thing and not having to think outside the box. It's unfair for them to have to shut down just because they don't have the capital to stay open or that the investments to stay
Right.
open.
Hopefully
crazy.
they'll do something like financially to assist. I read that they're at least talking about it.
It's like my biggest
Is
complaint
that
about
funny?
all of it.
Yes, it is because they should have done it like months ago.
Oh
but
yeah, it should have already happened.
I'm pretty
but
sure that some businesses were able to apply for
Oh yeah.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
help,
Mhm.
but like not everybody got it, and it was super slow, and it wasn't very much money at
Right.
all. So
No.
Well, yeah,
just
it's
the same
like
as
they're-
it was for like people.
yeah,
Here's $1,200.
we're even.
Enjoy
now,
it, but you're still
right?
fucked.
Yeah,
$1,200. It was gone in like a week.
yeah.
Dude,
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
in no
That's
time.
so much
That
debt.
doesn't even pay all of our bills.
But I will happily accept another check.
Oh, for sure. Well, and it certainly does help. It's like I'd rather have the check than not have the check. But they need to be doing something that will actually assist people.
Oh,
because we
beneficial,
didn't
yeah.
like choose to be in this situation.
Like how other countries that they're like, oh, we have less money than America. We're gonna keep our people healthy
Yeah.
and happy.
pretty much.
They're
The greedy
sending
fucks. The fucks are at it again.
they're sending like care packages basically to get people through the month with food and all kinds of stuff in it.
Well, I
Why
think
not
Yep.
consider that shit?
Here's your goddamn cheese. They considered it. They just don't give a fuck.
I mean, wasn't that McConnell that said just let everybody go bankrupt or let the states go bankrupt if they can't pay?
What the fuck?
Yeah, yeah.
McConnell don't give a shit. Turn
That's
face,
just
bitch.
stupid.
Dude, that's
I'll
what I
rape him
told-
right here. Bring him by.
I told Sarah, I said, every time I see that motherfucker's face, dude, you ever meet somebody that you just want to blow your fist through their face just by the way they look? Like, I have no
Yeah.
clue what his policies are, and I think he's a money-grubbing piece of shit, probably,
much.
if I had to guess.
Money-grubbing piece of shit that lives in the Highlands.
Yeah.
Yeah, does he really?
Yeah, he lives in the Highlands.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a bunch
Well, he
of
has
really rich houses.
So
Yeah,
why
he-
have we never thrown poop at his house?
Well, I don't know, but there's videos like I guess I mean, maybe you all saw this, but I can't remember which restaurant. No, it was Havana Rumba on Bardstown Road. He went there and he got heckled like crazy
Good,
while
man.
him and his wife were eating.
Ah.
It was kind of abusive, and I felt
alright.
like bad for him a
No.
little bit,
Dumb.
but I don't
No.
like.
Yeah, but at the same time, fuck him, dude.
That's kind of yeah.
Yeah, you either like
He's a
do it for the
hypocrite and a piece
people.
of shit.
Well, I feel like that too. Every politician, like they promise shit that they're not going to do. But I mean, the dude has been in his office for what, like 30-something years,
30,
something
30,
crazy.
34.
It is.
Since the '80s, yeah.
Yeah, they need to like that
That's
needs
not
to
that
be
long
different.
ago.
We have a new president every 4 years, or we can elect a new president every 4 years.
Right.
Why would you leave somebody in a position for 30-something years, doing it probably the same way you did it 30 years ago?
Right.
You know what I mean? We need new ideals, new ways of doing things, and an open mind. And I feel like Mitch McConnell is not that
Old
guy.
people don't
Right.
like that shit.
It's mainly because Democrats in Kentucky are too afraid to run anybody that matters or that could actually make a difference. Instead, they want to go with like, oh, let's go with this safe
Oh,
pick
yeah,
down the
bubble.
middle, Amy McGrath, when we could have had
Extreme Amy. But yeah, Charles Booker would have been all right.
Charles Booker was awesome. I feel like he actually
Yeah.
would have given McConnell a run.
Yeah.
I still think Booker would have lost, but I think he only would have lost by like maybe 5 to 10
Yeah.
instead of like 25 that
Yeah.
Amy lost
the
by.
state.
It would have been a less humiliating loss.
Right.
You know, there was a huge majority of people in like Eastern Kentucky, down in Hazard, in West Virginia, and shit like that. Big groups of people that are in a poor counties now because coal has moved out. And when
Who's he?
Donald Trump
There you
and
Oh,
What's
thank
her
you. I
name?
was thinking that too.
what's her name? Donald Trump and the other Clinton, the
Hillary.
girl.
Oh, Hillary.
Yeah. When they were running,
Clinton.
people made their decision solely on the fact that they took an excerpt out of Hillary Clinton's speech about shutting down the coal mines. But prior to that statement, she was saying that we need to like revitalize these places with green energy
Yeah.
and ways to make green energy, and then shut down the coal mines, not do them all together. They were like, they all picked Trump, and most of Kentucky picked Trump because coal mine is where they made their money, and they were going broke, and coal mines were shutting down. So that's the only reason that they picked, Trump in the first place.
Yeah, because they took something out of context and was like, well, this is everything that she
And
stands
they
for.
are
Politics.
extremely unintelligent. Like the people from the coal counties and shit like that were extremely unintelligent. Like it was baffling, which I understand because the schooling and all that is kind of lower, and then
We're
you
one of the
start going
worst
broke.
states in the country for education.
Education? Yeah, I can Vice did 2 videos on it, and it blew my mind how they were made. Like, you know what I mean? Their thought process was entirely different. They didn't even see both sides.
Yeah.
They saw one excerpt from Hillary saying that they had chopped up and made it look like they were shutting down coal mines. And then all this stuff that Trump was like, we're bringing back the worst form of energy possible. You know what I mean? It was baffling.
Flame.
Do
But-
you love pollution? Here it comes.
Do you know how hard it would be to make coal profitable or make coal an industry again? How they have all shut down. You can't go back to when, the 60s and 70s when it was like booming, but I don't
If we
know.
get rid of seatbelts, they'd allow it.
Yeah.
Right? Which
I
would
don't
be
know.
just
We don't
stupid.
need 'em.
I bet they would.
I mean, great, man. Fuck them. If you can't drive, get to dying.
Well, I think it's actually more than just that in
called
regards to
accidents.
those people not wanting to
Right?
pick Hillary then. I mean, because you got to think Hillary has been complained about on AM conservative radio and the news since 1993, since she was first lady. Like all they've heard is negative, negative, negative. Oh, she killed Vince Foster. Oh, what's Whitewater? Oh, like what we call Benghazi. Oh, it's all Hillary did all these things. Bad, bad, bad. That's basically all a lot of these people know and have heard because they listen to Rush,
what
they
yeah.
listen to Glenn Beck, they listen to and Laura Ingraham, they listen to all that, and that's all they've heard for
But I
like
mean, Mitch
30
McConnell
years.
has one of those faces that Adam wants to blow through. Hillary has that face for conservatives.
Yeah, but he
Just
got
look
that-
at her. She looks like a cunt.
Yes.
I would punch her in the face too, though. If I had a shot, if I could, if somebody would let me, I would also punch her. Like she would be in the running with Mitch McConnell. Not saying anything about it. Just
It would just be
the way
fun
she
to
gets
see
all,
Adam
like,
punch a
stuff.
woman.
Yeah, it'd be.
Adam beats Hillary. Yeah.
Oh, Oh, yeah.
While Bill watches and smiles.
That's not how I do it.
There's so many people now, though, coming out that were on Trump's campaign that are saying, like, what a childish, like, policymaker he was, what a child, like, everything he did was in reaction to everything. He never made, like, critical thinking decisions, none of that. Like, he was just, like,
critically think.
He's representative
I
of
don't
the people
think
that
so.
voted for him.
yeah, man.
I'm not
And-
going to think about shit. Where my guns? Where's God? Fuck them gays.
and they loved it,
Abortions?
dude.
Yeah.
They fucking love
Wow.
it. I don't get it. Don't know.
I don't know.
But those
It's insane.
unintelligent places like West Virginia was the poorest, our poorest state, West Virginia, dude. And half those people, you couldn't even understand them. Like in the interviews, they had to do subtitle because it was so like downplayed. I didn't understand it.
What
but
if
it was
they're
hard to
what if
watch.
they're like picking those people though as a means of
Oh.
illustrating
Yeah.
how shitty they are? Like with the Daily
gotcha.
Show when they just pick the parts where the politicians look
part.
like complete idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's possible, but that's like they chop up all these interviews and then only feed you stuff that like fuels the story or whatever storyline they're
narrative.
pushing. Yeah, so it's like, what do you believe? I'm not there to watch it personally or talk to him personally, so what do you believe?
Right.
I don't know. It's rough.
Like, I would love to see, in regards to the Daily Show, I would love to see, like, the unedited footage of, when Jordan Klepper goes and to a Trump rally and interviews those people. Because
Yeah.
it's usually, like a 3 or 4 minute, like, bit.
Ah.
But I'm sure he's there for, like, 3 or 4 hours just interviewing people. I want to hear what he says to someone who's, like, who might actually be able to intelligently argue back with him.
Yeah.
I like his economic policies. He's made me an ass load of money in my retirement plan. I don't know. Cut him.
Yeah,
Get him.
that sounds like Thos.
It does sound like us.
So are we comfortable
Let me
in
show you
saying
my
that it was
portfolio.
him, like whatever Trump has done while he's in office that made that happen, or was it America's belief that something was gonna change and be better that made the economics or whatever, the money flow better in America? We thought there was hope. Now that we know that it was all a fucking smokescreen, I feel like that's going to plummet and go back to normal because we don't have that faith or that hope anymore that anything's going to
All
change.
of his policies were like, fuck the environment and fuck the people. Here's for business.
Well,
Make
the
an ass load of money.
The economy was already booming when he came into office. So
Hey,
he
come on
basically
now.
just rode the wave
Yeah.
that Obama had started.
And then said it was him.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Obama.
I like that.
Yeah.
I want people to do really, really good work, and then I'm going to come in and like turn one screw and take credit for the whole
like,
thing.
look at all this that I did. I built this whole house.
It's
I
like
feel
when
like that's how it always goes with presidents and economics, though. It's always like, oh, it was the guy before him that got the ball rolling.
Yeah.
With the
They don't
exception of
stay
Bush,
in long
too.
enough.
You know, they're
What'd you
like,
say?
ah,
Oh. I said, what'd you say? I didn't hear.
Oh,
you.
because they don't stay in office long enough to be able to reap the benefits of
Right.
what they do.
and they go
for the
down for the
economy.
other people's shit. Like Obamacare was put in place by Bush, and then he got the blame for Obamacare. Like
Right.
it wasn't. It
Yeah, I was
wasn't
questioning
started-
it.
No!
yeah, I don't think that's how it
Well,
works.
The
this is what
Affordable
it-
Care Act passed in like 2010.
What is
Mitt
it?
Romney liked it for his people.
Yeah, Mitt Romney liked it. Mitt Romney liked it in Massachusetts when he was governor, mainly because it's a states' rights issue. Like, he thinks the states should be able to choose. I mean, that's what a traditional Republican should be. Someone who actually wants to care about what the states want rather than, like, forcing the overall government will on people.
Right.
But the Republicans have joined up with this, Jesus flag-waving bullshit that doesn't make any sense to me.
Think my flag is bullshit,
Yes.
boy? Okay.
So what? So hold on. So educate me, because I've always to the understanding that Obamacare, like the plan was under Bush, and Obama signed off on it during his administration, and
That's
then
what I always
it went
heard, too.
through.
No, it was basically the Affordable Care Act was started in like when Obama first got into office in 2009, and they basically had it where it was going to be a really great bill, but they couldn't get enough Democrats to side with it, so it just kept getting whittled down until it became basically an insurance company's wet dream. Oh, you're going to force everybody to have this? Awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's basically what it turned into.
Yo, I'm telling you what right now, if something doesn't change as far as healthcare and insurance and all that goes, Like nobody's gonna have insurance in this. I mean, except for the super rich. I mean, it costs an arm and a leg for me and her to get personal insurance, and we still
and I can't even
we still get denied when we go to certain doctors and shit.
Yeah.
And it's like that's unbelievable when we spend so much money. You know what I mean? You can't go to the doctor that you've been going to for years. You know what I mean? So something's gonna have to change with healthcare, or we're all gonna be just sick and dying.
Basically, every capitalist economy eventually reaches this point.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
what
right.
happens?
Then they switch to universal health care.
Yay!
Well, we watched that thing where it, once the pay gap gets so wide, or the gap between the super rich and the poor. I don't know what
right,
that
pay
gap's
gap, man.
called.
Yeah, or wage gap, pay gap. You got it.
Yeah, and
all
that it plummets. Like once it gets this high, we have another recession, and it plummets again, and then we go through the same process. And it's been going on that way forever. And that's how they know when a crash is coming, is when the gap gets so far that we can't hardly keep up with it, and then it'll crash out. We'll have a recession or a depression, and then we'll build back up and figure out another way to fuck ourselves again. It's only when everybody's on an even playing field that the capitalist system works.
Now here we go,
like it should.
communist shit. Adam the commie.
Would it be so bad to put everybody on a even playing field? I mean, some people. Warren
Why?
Buffett said that if you give all the money, distribute all the money from the super rich right now to everybody, if you distribute all the money, that the super rich will end up with it again, no matter how far down the scale they go.
100%.
It's because of how they
Absolutely.
spend, of what they invest in, stuff like that.
They're smarter.
They're smarter with their money. Yeah. And they took the time out to learn about dealing with money. Now, do you think it's from their education that they got, whether it's private or whatever? Or do you think that, I mean, it has to do something with that, right? Like their education was...
I mean, it could be just a lot of instinct, too. And their education as well.
Motivation's different.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Some people
Ambition
wanna-
as well, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people want to invest money. Some people just want to buy McDonald's all the time.
And
Right.
go into super debt.
Nuggets, man.
Yeah.
Well, and I
No,
was
you're
asking you because genuinely I have no clue one way or the other as to why it would be bad. Now, I don't think we should take other people's money and give it to people. Like,
Right.
that's stupid. They earned it.
Yeah. Let them steal it from each other.
But, right.
No, I just think, like, if everybody, like, where the hell was it? Like, I don't know. I feel like it was in a South American country where they, like, to fix their economy, instead of, like, actually fixing it, they just gave everybody an ass load of money. And then it devalued their shit.
Yeah, inflation
Oh,
went
it
crazy.
defiled.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I mean, if you do that, then everybody's going to have the same amount of money. Nobody's going to want to pay, like, for goods and shit.
Well,
because
that's-
nobody's going to want to
Yeah.
produce shit.
I mean,
Right.
that's the one
Okay.
worry, I guess you could say, about wanting to send out stimulus checks to everyone again. Basically, make the money machine go burr and send out, like, okay, we'll just devalue our currency essentially and cause inflation to rise by just giving everybody a bunch of cash.
Yeah. Can't really do that until we nuke China.
And what is the only motivation to make any product at all? Like, it's not for like bettering things or fixing the world or anything like that. Our main motivation in life is to gain monetary value. That's it. Like, there's a very small amount of people that actually want to make change, and those who do, you don't really hear about them. They fall to the wayside. You hear more about Elon Musk and Warren Buffett and these people who just buy up companies and make these extraordinary products and shit like that. But the people who are actually changing the world, people who fix the plastic industry and all that shit, like, you don't hear about them. Like, they don't get views, they don't get likes, they don't get none of that.
Right.
So I don't think a lot of people are actually in it for changing the world. They're in it for monetary value, which will...
Recognition.
Well, they just need to do that makeover like Elon did. I mean, look at a picture of Elon in 2009 compared to now. He had that makeover. That looks like
Yes. Yeah, because no one wants to look at an ugly.
because his hair was all thinning. He looked he
man.
looked like a schlub.
It always
was a schlub.
when I seen the pictures of him before, I'm like, no way that's
Yeah.
him, dude. But I guess hair plugs do some
Yeah, that
work.
glow up, man.
It's crazy stuff.
I've never looked at him before. I'm
It's interesting, man. I mean, you can tell it's him, but he definitely. I feel like Jeff Bezos is the same. Like, you see pictures of him before, And then now he's all jacked and ripped and fucking. He looks like something out of a super action movie, whatever. like a Jason Bourne. Or something.
I guess it's basically like before he had nothing to live for, but now he does, so he's taking care of himself.
Yeah.
I want to keep this going.
After you get like, let's say you get trillions of dollars. I think Apple just they're the first American company that is worth $2 trillion, right?
Okay.
So let's say you get that much money and you own a company like that. What else is there to fucking do? What else do you have to live for, right? You could just go out.
Mars.
I mean,
Go
yeah.
to Mars, global domination. I mean,
Global domination.
We run the Milky Way, bitch.
That is a.
piss
we
on the
should have been
graves of
working
your
on that a
enemies.
long
Come
time
on.
ago.
I mean, what else is there?
That's what I mean. Eventually, you would have to become like a terror of evil after all that money, and you've done everything. You can go and buy whatever you want. I mean, you pretty much like turn in an evil sense. Maybe not. Maybe you like don't donate all the money and do something good. But I feel like it's just when you have all those options and opportunities like coming at you. Like, what do you? Most people would fucking like. You know.
I just think of it like when I play Grand Theft Auto 5, like online. You know, like I get my shit up and then I get bored with it. Like I'm rich as fuck, and then who cares? And I just start fucking everybody else's shit
Get
up.
yourself a tank and
Even
destroy.
more. Yeah.
The problem is when the ultra rich start hoarding gigantic amounts of money that they can't even spend in one lifetime. That's when the economy starts falling apart.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening, right?
It's annoying that people just continue to buy the same shit that make those same fuckers rich.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, they're hoarding. Stop buying the shit. No, I want it. I want it.
Well, wait, there's something about like you buying what you can to get by, and like if what they have is more affordable, then you're in an economy where you can't afford to spend money on like a small business or something like that, and you just have to buy what you can afford.
Mm-hmm.
But
maybe
then
we should stop buying so much technology and shit.
Oh man,
all the name brand shit, you know, like spend money on people in the area that like make clothes.
Yeah.
And, like spend on the local farmers and shit.
I would go to this hydroponics store. I think they're only let's say $20 more expensive on their products than Amazon. Well, I'll go in there just to buy from them because they're a little mom and pop store. They're family owned. I get to talk to them about the equipment. I get to play with the equipment. I mean, we just shoot the shit, and they're providing a service and I'm giving them money, right? So it does that. Amazon, I don't see who that money goes to. Somebody's just drop shipping it somewhere and whatever, right? And a buddy asked me, he's like, why would you go there and pay $20 extra when you can get it here? It only comes in like 2 days and it's like $20 or $30 cheaper. And I gave him that list of things. Like I was like, I get to talk to these people. I feel like I'm a part of a bigger community, and you know, I can't do that through Amazon. He's like, oh, you got me. And the conversation ended there because, you know, it was just attending that the community and giving back to people in that community, buying from here, even if it was a little more expensive.
That's why a lot of people use our company. Like they tell me that on the phone. They see that we're local. They you know, one way or another, maybe they have found out that it's just the two of us, that it's a husband and wife, like, and they're excited to do, I guess, a community service in a sense. I mean, giving back, and I like that.
Yeah, and our customers are better in that sense. We're not just providing service like, you get in here, do the slave work, and get the fuck out. You know, we actually have conversations with them. We talk to them. We send them cards in the mail and shit. I mean, we're really connected, and I think that disconnect is terrible because a lot of people who don't have a lot of money think that the super rich are just like that. Like I said, evil. Yeah. Like it's the first thing I go to, but in general, I don't think they are. They just hoard their money, and you know, I don't know. We're just on a different playing field, I guess.
Yeah.
It would be better if we're on that even playing field. Communism.
Yeah. Communism.
If convenience was less of an issue, it wouldn't be so bad. So I tend to think of like Amazon as being like it's just a dopamine kick. It's like you impulse buy something, it comes to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that quick fix shit. But you know, if you want to go to the store, it's like, oh, life is I gotta go out of the way, and there are people out there.
Yeah,
right?
people.
You know? So I guess eventually there's gonna come a time where as a society, we stop being drug addicts for buying.
Never.
Let the dopamine flow.
But, I mean, isn't there going to come a time to where, like, that's no longer enough?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
Aren't we already
and then
there?
once that happens, aren't we going to crash? And then we're going to have something. And
Yeah.
they're going to be like, instead of finding the next drug, maybe let's just...
That's
Do
when
this.
cannibalism takes over.
But isn't that... Okay, let's assume cannibalism doesn't happen. Won't there be more, like, I guess, locally owned shit popping up after the COVID stuff?
One can
And then
only
we'll be
hope.
kind of, like, recovering, hopefully?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, you hope that, but it could be to the point where people don't have the courage to do that stuff anymore. Nobody.
Yeah, now they're concerned. if-
Now.
Yeah, like, will I be able to maintain? Is something else going to happen?
All right, so what's the end game then if we just stick with the Amazon, like, dopamine style?
We all become slaves.
And then mass suicide.
Yeah.
Anybody down? You down?
Yeah.
Kool-Aid?
I don't know.
How we doing it?
What?
Drugs.
I don't really want to
probably.
die anymore.
But worst case scenario.
I'll only do it.
I mean,
if the
I
ink
don't
commits
want to
seppuku.
die, but you know, if shit gets so bad,
Yeah.
you wouldn't kill yourself with us.
I'd much rather just homicide people and take their
Homicide.
shit.
Let's
people.
just do both. Let's go on a
Seppuku.
murder spree
What's
and
seppuku?
then
Harry
kill
Carey.
ourselves.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not doing
You're
that.
doing that.
No, no,
Come
no.
on,
Look at you, you're
film
doing it.
Sawed-off shotgun to the head.
Don't do it. No, I take it back.
All right.
I feel like the kick from the sawed-off shotgun would blow the bullet. So you're trying to shoot here. It would at least
Blow
kick
the
it to
bullet.
here or above, and you'd miss or blow half your head off and still be alive
Yeah.
People do
and
that.
suffer
Yeah.
So I
long.
should just put it at my nose.
No, you should like
Just put it underneath your chin.
You
should
should.
strap it in with a harness into your mouth. Oh, and strap it in.
God,
That
you've
way it
put way
doesn't
too much
move.
thought into this.
I was gonna say just take a lot of drugs.
I mean,
Yeah.
Easy
That's
clean
what I
up.
want.
It's definitely gonna work.
You're definitely gonna shit on yourself, probably.
didn't
Yeah.
Cobain
But that's
do
good.
the shotgun blast to the head?
Oh,
Allegedly.
yeah. Allegedly, yeah. And he was sitting on the floor, and the only thing I can imagine is like he did it with his toe, like pulled
Right.
the trigger with his toe, or maybe he just had longer arms than I.
Then
Got some Ian arms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you could do it. You could Kurt Cobain yourself.
I
Right.
mean, Hunter S. Thompson
Yeah.
did the same thing with a shotgun. I mean,
Hell
he
yeah.
sat at his desk and he
Damn.
was like, I'm done.
Does nobody
Yeah.
have access to drugs? What is wrong
Hey,
with
you
people?
know-
Hunter S. Thompson had tons of access
Exactly.
to drugs,
Yeah,
but
half
he wanted
the
to go
drugs
out
in the
that way.
country.
I got another one.
He
for
loved
you.
guns and explosions.
Have you ever
Yeah.
seen the movie Joyride? And then
No.
so they strap the shotgun to like the string that's attached to the door.
Yeah.
And then the next person who gets a key to the door opens the door
Is
and
that
it blows your head
That's
off.
the semi-truck,
Yeah.
cane.
That's what I
Yeah.
was thinking.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, Steve's
And-
on and
Hell yeah,
That's what I
stay
do.
on, boy.
Because you don't expect it coming, so you wouldn't know. Like you just strap yourself today and just enjoying your day, and somebody unlocks the door, opens it real quick,
boom.
like, and then you're gone. I
Sounds
think it's
terrible,
better when you
too.
don't expect it, right?
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's
If somebody
better.
shot me and I was like, they were like, "Here, don't flinch," I definitely
Don't
flinch.
flinch.
Yeah.
Go out American Beauty style, just sitting there all at peace, and somebody just shoots you in the back of the head. You never see it
Yeah.
coming.
I don't want
You die
that
in
shit
peace.
at all. I would
That's how I
not
want it.
ever want to be shot.
That's why, like, whenever I'm out and about, you know, and I think, maybe I'm about to get killed, I just don't even look. Like,
Yeah.
If I get killed and don't know it's coming, I'm fine.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
just
man.
Can't.
It's better not to see it coming.
Well, absolutely, but I just feel like with being shot, there's so many ways that it could go wrong and you could survive it.
Yeah.
Drugs, man. Which I'm a drug addict,
There's so many
so
ways you can survive that too.
yeah, but not if you take enough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
you
if you do your
just-
homework.
Yeah, you just like triple what you think you need, and you'll die.
Maybe don't
Done.
try to go out, like, on sleeping pills or...
No.
No, man, you could survive that.
Look,
Yeah,
I
plus,
did.
if you did go out, it wouldn't be a great death. You'd be vomiting like
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh, yeah,
It'd
it'd be terrible.
Your kidneys and shit would
I
shut
bet you'd be able
down.
to feel everything like shutting down. It would
I
hurt.
can feel myself rotting.
Hey, but I did like $10 worth of drugs and fucking overdosed, and I used a lot of drugs every fucking day.
You know,
So-
you were talking
Economical way to
about
kill yourself.
you were talking
It was
about
unintentional.
technology and the way it's moving and the way we buy into it, right? We were just talking about that in the truck ride over here about the way Apple presents their thing, or they add and market the way they do it. It's completely, I mean, it's a perfect form of, like, every time they come out with something, if you're a person who buys into Apple, you want that next thing because their marketing tells you need it. Without this, like your other one that you bought 2 or 3 months ago is, what is that? Insuperior?
Obsolete.
Obsolete. We'll go. Inferior. There you go.
Inferior.
Right? So you need this one because it's going to outperform the shit. Even the lowest one on the totem pole will outperform the highest one that you bought 3 months ago and shit like that. Their marketing is on point. I don't even think their products are that good. I just think they're that good at telling you need it and you believing them.
Why are you using a Mac?
Well, he's not saying that they suck. He's just saying that they're not as good as people believe they are.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
So it's better than everything else.
I don't think anything is. Like technology, I don't.
When we're talking about Apple.
Don't you shit on Apple and then use it.
No, I know that it moves so quick. Like technology moves, but as far as like personal technology, like the technology that's available to us, doesn't move as fast as it would to the industry, right? So they're going to feed you shit every, 3 or 4 months to tell you need it. And it may be a point higher than what you did.
Right.
Maybe not even that, right? Maybe it just has a new feature that you can upload onto yours. But they're going to make you feel like you need it for $1,000 more than what you spent last time. So now you're spending, whatever. I just think their marketing is on point, but I don't think the products are actually as advanced as they make them out to be. But I think that's with everything. I'm just using Mac because I buy into them.
You gotta hype shit up.
Yeah. Like, this is the fucking shit. You need it. Without it, you're going to die.
Honestly, I'm still happy with my Mac Mini that's, 7 years?
Yeah,
6 years old now?
That's what we're...
That's the only reason I stay with Mac is because their stuff lasts a long time.
Hell yeah.
And it performs. Because I know people with a 2010, and it's still selling at market value. A few hundred underneath, but way out bids PCs. Like you can sell them for practically what you bought them for, years later, and it's crazy. But, and they don't. What is that? Not diminish. What's the word? They devalue.
Oh,
what
yeah.
is it? Diminish over time.
Yeah.
It doesn't. There's a word for that.
Yeah.
Like your car does it.
Degrade?
No, there's a fucking word for it.
Yeah,
I thought devalue.
But we'll use devalue, right?
Or diminished value, degrade.
I know there's a fucking word for it.
Angry because
It does. Depreciates.
There it is.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
If anybody out there wants to suck Adam's dick, give us a call.
Where's
Yeah.
my phone?
Call us. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm sorry. We're all here. Can I just vocal?
So I agree with
I
you
wanna
that they
suck
do
that
perform like years later. But do you think that it actually does? I mean, or do you think that they're? I don't know. I think is it the product that stays that valuable, or is it the marketing that they put out keeps
people's
that
opinion
product
of it?
Yeah.
It could be a bit mix of both. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think it's one thing over the other.
Gotcha.
I feel like it's a matter of like the progress at a time. Like when you make your steps, you have to fund the work you're doing. So it's
Right.
like, here, let's get you to buy this so that we don't go bankrupt waiting for something to come out in 2 years.
Right.
Hell yeah.
Well, that's like we've hated on the new Rick and Morty that came out.
Oh yeah.
But it's because you had to wait so long for it. And then eventually, if they put like years between each season, right? Eventually you're going to be like, fuck these people.
over this shit.
I'm over it.
Yeah.
I'll find a new show because these people are trash for making me wait 2 years for a season.
By the way, since it has been put on Hulu, we rewatched it and
like
love it.
Yeah.
Love it now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I was wondering what your beef was. I
Oh,
really
it was
enjoyed
fucking
it.
terrible. There was no
Yeah, we just
storyline.
didn't-
There was no like arc. They didn't address things from season 3 that I feel should have been addressed, and it was just lame. There was a lot of cussing for no reason. Like, I'm a fan of cussing, but when you're
when it's
just
used right.
saying it for no reason, like, that's not funny to me.
I didn't get that vibe at all.
Well, this time I didn't.
Yeah, after we rewatched it, but I think it was coming
Almost
off
like what I
that
said would
hate.
happen.
That,
Yes,
that
yeah.
hate of waiting around
Done.
for the season to come
sorry.
out. And when it finally did, we were just like picking it apart to find like bullshit to be mad at. But I just feel like, you shouldn't make people wait that long, right?
I feel like
live in a world.
the toy train episode kind of calls back to people who are expecting some kind of serious
Yeah.
Right.
storyline from this and being like, haha,
Yeah.
Dude, that
what do
episode
you
was
don't
amazing.
expect this from us.
Yeah. I like the toy
Moments, but-
train.
Yeah, we got it all out of the way now. You happy?
I'm okay with like
I
just
haven't seen
one-offs. Like you don't need to
You
have
need to watch it.
an
storyline?
like an overall like story arc to go by. One-offs in regards to some shows are great. Like that's one thing I'd kind of not a big fan of in regards to South Park over the last 6 years is that they switched over to having like a season-long story arc. When I just like the one, well, Integrity's fantastic, but I just like the there's one-off story, That's I like the one and dones a lot of times.
That's
how I feel about the X-Files now. I don't like the myth arc
I was
anymore.
wondering about that. Fuck you.
I like the Monster of the
such a
Week
dumb
more.
shit.
Oh, whatever. Fuck you, buddy.
But I think we fall in love with these shows for what they are when they come out, and then when you go to change it, it's like, well, that changes the entire structure of what I was comfortable with in the beginning. So I feel like you lose people, but then again, you rewatch and you're like, oh, okay, I can settle into this. So it just takes the people who are used to it a little bit longer to get comfortable with the new way of doing things. That's with everything, though, right?
I'm certainly a fan of like random episodes that don't really tie into any storyline.
Yeah, they could be fun.
Yeah, but there was just with Rick and Morty specifically, season 3 ended in such like a big way. I felt like they should have, I guess, continued it or addressed it more. But I guess now I'm fine with it. I think it was okay.
Bastards.
But like Gilmore Girls, people, my God, I've never read an article from someone who liked A Year in the Life or season 7.
Fuck those people.
That's what I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, it was awesome.
But they expected something different from it. Everyone's mad about how it ends and all. Like, what are you talking about?
You want to be mad about shit? You want it done differently? Write your own goddamn show.
Oh,
you
and
worthless bitch.
people hate the Stars Hollow musical. That shit is hilarious to me. And they hate it. How could you hate it?
I don't
It's so
hate
silly.
it, but it is my least favorite part.
Oh, really?
I hate
fucking love
musicals.
it.
So.
Oh, I do too, but I just think
How
it's
can
so
you?
funny.
I got a question. How can you all hate musicals so much? Have you
Because
seen the right
it's just
musicals?
dancing and like singing shit that you could just say, and then they're out of breath at the end.
Yes, yeah.
Have you watched the Book of Mormon?
They
No,
do
but
that,
I've
don't
always
they?
wanted to.
They sing and for no reason, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, just musicals rub me the wrong way.
Yeah, but
Damn
they
it.
do. You're
There's
an asshole.
certainly some that I like,
I like
but
South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut.
Oh,
I don't really care about it anymore.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, man. But I guess it's different when the cartoon does it. But man, West Side Story, The Sound of Me, all these, I can't do this conversation again.
but like I think
wait,
it was
maybe I'm saying
Sweeney
that, yeah.
Todd. I thought I had no idea it was a musical, honestly. And we sat down to watch. We didn't even finish it because I fucking hated it. Like some stuff just doesn't need to be a musical. But like Grease, I love Grease.
Yeah,
Grease
Grease
is the
kicks
shit.
ass.
Yeah. The Wizard of Oz is technically a musical.
It is,
You
yeah.
grew up watching these.
Yeah, I think that's what it
Maybe
is.
it ingrains in you when you're younger. Like, this one's okay because I saw it when I was a child.
Right.
I mean, I really enjoy musicals. I love Chicago. That's one of
Yeah,
my,
dude.
that's one
No,
of my
yeah,
favorites.
they're just weird. Everybody likes music.
Everybody does.
Oh, you like musicals too?
Yeah.
Yeah. I always say, but a lot of them like Newsies and West Side Story and Sound of Me, all those I watched when I was real young, and I loved them, man. What they did with music and acting and all that, I loved it.
So I feel like it's just a genre,
It is a genre.
and I
I
don't like that
don't
fucking
like
genre.
Well, that's because you're an asshole.
Yeah,
I'm okay with
maybe
it.
it's your heart's black.
A musical.
Maybe that's why.
You're dead.
Dead on the
Inside.
Yeah, still kick about.
I like a musical though. Like if we went to see a play, like I wouldn't mind it in that situation. But I just don't typically want to watch a musical.
Have you ever seen the Dracula that they put on at the Actors Theater?
Yeah.
That shit is amazing too. Like,
That's fun.
but I think
don't
it's
know
more
if
of
I
like
have.
going.
It's
That's
fun.
like I wouldn't listen to big orchestrated music any other time. But like I love like solo stuff and cello work and whatever. But as far as like big
You would want to
orchestrated
go to
music,
watch a symphony?
that's I
Damn,
like
I
going
would.
to.
Yeah, I'd much
I
rather
like
see
going
that.
to them
Yeah.
than I
Than
do
listening
like
to it at
listening
home.
to them at home. Yeah,
Gotcha.
that's just like a baseball game or football or tennis. I'll go watch them and I'll play them, but I won't watch them the house because they're
Right.
fucking boring.
Yes.
They don't. At least at the other place, I can get talk to people, and people are fucking like, and they're drinking and they're doing it. Like, that's fun. But doing it at home, like, I can't follow. I can't follow these players. They change out every other year. I fucking fuck this team.
Yes.
And fuck everybody. Like, I get all weird about it, man.
Oh, shit. It's like seasons 6 through 15 of Supernatural. I have no
Nobody
idea
cares
what
about
happened.
Supernatural.
It was great, but I couldn't tell you what occurred.
Something about Leviathans and Metatron, and before you know it, everybody's dead.
That's exactly.
We were talking lately. We watched a lot of shows all the way through and then to the end, and of course the ending's always sad because the characters are always sad and stuff. And there's a lot of endings. It's kind of sad, but. Could you imagine doing something for 15 years and you have all these fans that believe in what you're doing for those 15 years and this big just community and all that, and then it comes to an end? Like, can you imagine putting yourself in that position after doing something like that so beautifully for 15 years
Right.
and then
and you
ending
enjoy it.
And you
It's
enjoy
not like
doing
you
it.
hate it and are ready to get the fuck out. Like,
What do you do at that point?
I
Like,
told
You
him
you remake Walker Texas Ranger. That's
Fucking terrible decision.
I told him
Poor
it would
man.
be like if we decided we wanted to get a divorce. We still love each other, like to be around each other, but we're just going to get a divorce and go about our way.
that'd be dope.
That would be.
Are you ready? Are you saying on air that you're ready to do that?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Get rid of that government paperwork.
It would just, I think, suck. But I guess usually it's, they're used to things ending in that situation. As actors, they're used to shit being over. So
I have an uncle that lives on a piece of property in Indiana, and he had this wife, and they lived in a trailer together, or a house.
he
right?
wants to talk about divorce
Well,
again.
they
Back to
moved.
that. You
He
touched
moved
on
a
some
trailer
fine points.
onto that property, and then his mistress, he moved into that trailer, and then he got a divorce with his wife, but still lives on the property with both of them,
Yeah.
and they're all happy with the situation.
Hell yeah.
And it baffled me. They changed my opinion on what marriage could be. I was like, I don't understand. I'm like,
You need to have a conversation and redefine marriage.
Adam wants a harem.
I couldn't believe it, and they made it work, and they were happy, all of them.
It's awesome.
But I don't
You
know.
need a
if
sister wife?
Absolutely
Yeah.
not.
Okay.
No.
Your sister
If you
wife.
want divorced, we can do that, but I don't want some person living on our property.
If you got a divorce, would you still live with me?
I'd
Could
be
you
okay
do
with
that?
that. Yeah.
What if I brought other females into the house and you brought other males in the house?
Why wouldn't you just let me know when you're going to have another
Oh.
woman and I just won't be there? You can live your life, but I don't
so
know if I want to be
scarce.
when you're like fucking other girls. Like I don't want to hear anybody fuck other people.
Would you get
It's- yeah.
upset if he asked you to do dishes?
No, I'd probably do them anyway. I wouldn't need to be asked. They'd
No,
just
so
be done.
It's strange though, but I'm sure a lot of people in this world would rather do that in their marriage rather than like get a divorce, split everything up, make the kids unhappy. Like they could talk about that option of like
Yeah.
still living in the house and stuff, get the kids out, all that shit. And like we don't have to change none of this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We can just fucking keep going. But a lot of people are not honest with themselves enough to
Right.
be like, all right, this is what I
Thanks.
want. They just keep
Really-
going with emotions, then have more kids, and then
Right.
they're stuck. And
That's what I feel like. If people were honest with themselves and each other up front, like they wouldn't be marrying someone. Which I mean, life happens. Like divorce is bound to happen, but I don't think it needs to be as high as it is because they're not talking to themselves or their significant other and determining if they're actually happy. They're like, I gotta lock this in, or I'm gonna fucking die alone. Like,
or maybe they're not
Just-
unhappy
I'd
with
rather
that
die
person.
miserable.
They don't communicate,
Right.
and it's more of like their job, and they don't like the vehicle they're driving. And all this stuff compounds, and they're like, it's definitely her fault.
right?
And, like, and then they think like that divorce is gonna help.
What do you
with
think
the
about that
situation.
couch?
Maybe that's what happens. Is all those things compound, and then I just blame. Because like when we get mad at the external world, we take it out on each other because we're the ones that are around
Yeah,
each other.
absolutely.
So maybe that's what's happening. You know what I mean? Maybe people are just, upset with external things, taking it out on the person that they fell in love with.
But
Like, do you two? How often does that happen with you two? Like if something external, like you may end up like taking it out on one another.
Quite often.
Yeah, I would say on a
Especially if we're at
regular
Walmart.
basis,
Okay.
we get like nitpicky at each other.
That's
Yeah,
kind
a
of me
lot.
and Kristen do the sort of the same thing, and I usually realize it within like 5 minutes.
Hell yeah.
And I'm like, I feel like such a piece of shit.
Yeah. Well, and that's again, it comes down to the communication because
Yeah.
we get that way, but then we talk about it like, hey,
Right.
sorry, I'm that way. This is how I feel. This is what I'm mad at, but this is probably going to keep happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pissy right now. We'll get through it.
Hell yeah.
We made a deal to start like not talking while we were at Walmart.
Yeah.
It would do it to us.
Like for real.
I can't shop with Kristen. I can't do it because then she starts grabbing stuff. I'm like, no. You don't need that. Why are you grabbing that? And then I'll do the same thing where I want to grab it, like, oh, but then that means she's got to get this now.
Yes.
I don't want it
Oh,
anymore.
one for one. Yes. We actually managed to go into Walmart, I think it was like last week, get in and get out without getting mad at each other or other things.
Nice.
It was
Or other things.
yeah, it was nuts.
Look at that stupid fucking display. Oh, no.
There were no screaming children. There weren't an excessive amount of people, just normal amount of Walmart people. It was kind of nice.
I haven't been in Walmart since pandemic.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Since it started, I haven't been inside Walmart.
Damn.
Been inside Kroger a couple times and Costco, but no Walmart.
Yeah. I kind of like that idea. I wish we didn't buy. There's certain things that like come only from Walmart.
Right.
Like, well, I mean, I'm sure they would come from some other place, but it's not at Kroger. So it sucks.
I went to Walmart to get a PlayStation controller the other day.
How was that?
Awesome. Because, I just went in, got out, I had a controller.
Reason you didn't want to go to a local game shop?
No, I don't remember. I feel like I was on my way to work. I don't know what day it was. I don't even remember which Walmart I went to.
You don't
Do
know
you-
what's
do
happening.
you
Doesn't
think-
matter. They're all the
Yeah.
same.
Doesn't matter.
It was actually a GameStop.
think
It
they'll-
was-
No, fuck GameStop.
Do you think there'll come a time when all the internet shopping gets so big that they put out like a mogul like Walmart or any of those stores? You think those stores? Because I know I remember Circuit City used to be like the shit for like TVs and electronics and stuff, and then they closed up shop.
Best
and
Buy
went
came in
online.
town and their prices were a little bit lower.
Yeah.
Ain't that crazy that people will exchange a place that they go just for, let's say, a $10 difference?
Yep.
Like, people will change for that, like $1 off. They're like, oh, yep, it's a deal. Like, I'm sold.
I tend to just want to go to wherever is closest.
Yeah.
and go from. And now, if it was like some absurd price difference, yes, I would go somewhere else. But
Right.
I think a lot of these, because like Taylorsville, stuff like that, once you get out in the country, like the hardware store up us, super expensive because they know if you're in a bind, you have to come to us, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of these smaller towns and stuff like that, even the poor neighborhoods, I've noticed that like going down to Portland, the gas prices will be higher. You know why? Because they know that the poor community will not move outside of Portland
Right.
to get gas.
Yeah.
They're just
Yeah.
like, this is the way it is. This is where my world
I'm
exists.
not buying
I'm just
gas from
buying
those
gas.
uppity rich fucks.
Yeah.
Think they're better than me.
They're going to be more expensive out there anyways because they got money and we don't.
Well,
so,
and I-
it's the thought process.
I would assume in a lot of situations they don't. Why would they drive further to get gas for cheaper? Because they probably don't have the money to afford to drive there.
But that,
I mean,
those companies know that. That's
Hell
why
yeah.
they do that kind of shit. And like going back to that hardware store, they know that, right? And then those they kind of trap you in that situation because are you going to drive? It already takes you 20 minutes to get to Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to drive another 20 minutes to get to like a game shop or something like that? You're just going to shop online or something like that.
yeah.
I actually make that choice in regards to comic book shop because I still go to Empire on
yeah.
Charlestown or off Charlestown and Slate Run.
Yeah.
I mean that's a 30-minute drive for me. But
Yeah.
and there's a few comic book shops I could go to that are closer, but I still go to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
I
it's
think-
for
Yeah.
it's probably for the place and that comfort you've been
Yeah.
going there for years.
Hell
so
yeah.
I
so
like
hopefully
that
they never
store,
go
but
out.
Not the guy.
Which Empire?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't like George?
No, he annoys me.
Why does he annoy you?
I don't know.
You're a dick.
Let's go into this. What is your beef with George?
I don't know.
But you like his store.
Yeah, it's a cool store.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some
But him
people
as
are
a
not
person?
relatable.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Right.
That hydroponics store, everybody in that motherfucker they're amazing, they're friendly, they're like,
Yeah.
hey man, they're all hippies except for the owner, and the owner's a dick sucker.
He sits up there on his little stool and sleeps at the front fucking counter.
He sits on his little stool.
But maybe
He
that's
looks
why
like an asshole even sleeping.
that's like why we put Sarah on the phones to answer like company calls, because she's better with, as far as like making them happy, like giving them that first impression,
Yeah,
like
make
we're a
'em
good
happy.
company. And then I come in and just do the work. You know, I'm still a personable guy, but when it comes down to it, like the first thing they see is this happy, joyful, laughing piece of shit over there. You know? But
Goodness.
Psychologically, people would rather talk to women anyway.
yeah,
They're more nurturing and comforting.
yeah, I can
On the
see
phone,
that.
yeah.
It's fun every
They
time.
get shrill in real life.
Shrill. Oh, shit. Every time I answer the phone, the company call, I think, God, whoever's on the other end of this line is not going to want to talk to me because it's an electrical company and I'm a woman. And they assume that I'm
Some
just
of 'em
stupid,
do,
which I mean,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but I would assume you don't know shit about electricity.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I
You
feel
don't
like
know
they're
shit
not
about
going to want to
dick.
talk to me.
Yeah.
But I very rarely have that issue. And the ones who I do have that issue with, they don't call me. They call him until they get a hold of him. And then,
Good luck.
yeah, which is never. I
Never.
usually have to call.
Yeah.
I don't answer it. I'm just like,
But then when it
I
co-
don't.
When it comes to those people, don't even bother with them.
That's
Like,
exactly.
Fuck
Pretty
you.
much what we do.
I need your goddamn business.
We just weed them out. Like, we'll do this job and then not answer the phone.
And so we have a guy who was one of our first people, and he refused to call me. We haven't done work for him in like a year.
But yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
I think you're right though. Most people like talking to women more. I'm more comfortable talking to a woman than I feel like I have to compete when I'm talking with like another man. You know what I mean? Especially like, if
I'm alpha. No, I'm alpha.
if we're talking about like my profession, then I'm like, I get kind of like uncomfortable and stuff. Or if like another male is like watching me do the work and he's like, get your fucking eyes off me, bro. Like, I make more mistakes when you're watching me like this.
Yeah.
But if I've had a couple female customers that just wanted to learn, or if maybe they were single and shit like that.
Yeah.
They're like, I just want to learn the process or whatever so I can handle it if
Yeah, I
something
can
happens.
do this in the future.
Yeah, and I don't have to spend out. And I'm like totally comfortable with that. But I guess that male energy is more like, I'm just making sure you're doing it right. And I'm like, get away from me, man. You're making me
like
nervous.
whenever you get a bunch of dudes gathered around a car, like under the hood, they just want to look. Nobody knows what's going on.
They don't even know what they're doing there.
Oh, what you got going on
What
there?
are you
Yeah,
doing
that
there?
thing's poking that thing there.
Look
That's
at
not,
that
that's
dude.
not what I would have
hippie.
done. What is this? What am I doing? I don't know.
But I wouldn't have done it that way.
It just looks weird like that.
I don't know,
Stupid
dude.
man.
That competitiveness. But I think a lot of it, too, is just I'm uncomfortable in front of other males. Like, as far as, like, trying to... And I hate the guy that's always trying to, like,
women
one
are
up.
too dumb to know what's going on.
No, it's just they're more accepting of, like, me... I don't know. I just feel that way. Maybe they're more accepting. With a male, I'm always, like, not competing, but, like, I have to be something. I have to be something. You know what I mean? Whereas
Right.
a woman, I feel like they're more accepting of just who you are than a male is always trying to, like, compete with one another. Like, I have a friend that I text about things that I'm into and stuff, and he was like, it feels like he's always trying to one up me, and I don't get
Yes.
in that game. Like, you can one up the shit out of me because I'm like, I don't want to
Right.
get in
I'm
this
just trying
game.
to talk to you
Yeah.
like a human.
I just want to be friends.
These are my interests. It's not a competition.
Yes.
But there's a lot of people out there that they do that, like they one up you or they have to be better. But I guess that's just instilled in us. Maybe
The story
maybe y'all don't.
toppers.
Yeah. Oh,
my
yeah,
God,
dude.
The worst.
I've done it, but 3 times better than you.
Yeah.
But then what if you really have and you just want to share a story and then
Yeah.
the story toppers get shut down just because their story's better?
I feel
Don't
like
tell a better story, bro.
I feel like you can tell those people though, like someone who's trying to be better versus someone who genuinely
yeah.
just wants to share. You can
Right.
tell in people's energy and how they deliver stuff.
Yeah.
Usually,
That's true.
some people are
Fuck
just
those
dicks.
people.
That's awesome.
I did it like this. Well, what do you really know about what you're talking about?
Yeah. Let
I
me
like
see
the
your
ones that are
credentials.
dedicated in being right, but you know for a fact like they're wrong.
Uh-huh.
But I don't have it in me to be like, you're wrong. I'm just like, yeah, man, maybe. Like in a different
Yeah, maybe.
society, on a different planet, that would work for
Yeah.
sure.
I
could
always just
see.
say, yeah, I'm probably wrong. I don't know.
I,
I
that's
don't know.
the same way.
I don't know
I
anything.
do.
It's cool.
don't-
You're right.
It's not
Awesome.
important.
I don't even fight it. That's what I feel like. There's not many things in this world that I feel that are that important for me to like
Yeah.
round up the troops and let's fight about it. Like, if you want it one way, like I'm cool with it, bro. As long as you don't like kill me or something. Even that I'm kind of okay with, depending on how I go out. You know, we're good.
Just don't cut my throat with a spoon.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
right.
it's a sharpened spoon that's kind of knife-like.
Do you think the world
Knife
would be?
spoon.
No.
Okay.
Do you think the world would be
Spife.
better if we
A
had
spife.
more people that were accepting and not so many people who
Yes.
are up in arms about everything? Do you think it would go over better if we just worked together and like communicate it instead of like trying to one up each other?
Obviously.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd never happen. I'm just
No.
saying, in a
I
perfect
mean, it
world.
could.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it should.
Everybody wants to be a chief. But we also need to kill like a few billion people.
Murder.
Murder.
Those videos I was watching about West Virginia and shit is they were speaking a lot on people living in the past, like the fact that the community is like, we need to bring coal back because they only know one way to make money,
Right.
is going back to coal, and that's what we should do and stuff like that. But a lot of like that relates to us, like whatever I've learned from the time I was born up until now, that's how I operate. And you're the same. It's how we operate. So getting onto something new is hard for us.
Fuck
So
Hollywood.
anything,
What about vaudeville jobs?
even if it's better for us,
Let me tell you about the talkies.
I think even if there was a situation that was better for us, we would not like it. I guess we would reject it until it was just forced upon us and then shown that it's an acceptable way to do things, right?
Yeah.
And it's
It's like
better.
old people with technology,
Yeah.
in a sense.
Why can't they just write everything down?
Yeah.
They don't sell rotary dial anymore.
Use the mail. Just send it to me in the mail.
I want to wait for it for 3 days.
We have people that love getting like the paper receipts and invoices and shit. But in general, though, it's sometimes surprised me the old people that are like up in
Yeah.
on game with all the technology and shit and do that. I'm
Makes me
like,
happy.
it's crazy.
I love old people that embrace technology.
Hell
As
yeah.
we all
Cool.
should.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I was
Makes me
watching
happy.
a Can of Cribs where they were going in with this
Can of
elderly.
Cribs.
Yeah, what?
elderly
What is
uh,
Can of Cribs?
Yeah, what the fuck is
It's
that?
a series of videos where
House
they
was made
go,
of weed.
they
That's what I
go
thought.
to different groves in like Colorado, and they just show you around. But they had this dispensary where they dedicated their time to the elderly, right? So they would go and try to teach the elderly about like marijuana and topicals and stuff like that. And it was amazing how many people like initially were like, fuck no, like that's, they're in the times of like marijuana
the
mania
devil's
or whatever
lettuce.
that is. Oh, reefer madness and
Yeah.
stuff in those times. And they're like
I like
getting on board
marijuana
with it
mania.
because they're
Marijuana.
at this age, they're just like, well, I'm fucking willing to try whatever. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Zach
Well,
Braff calls it God's lettuce.
Yes. Oh, I like that. It just goes to show, though, that if you provide the proper education about things, like
That's what it
people
is. Yeah.
can make their own informed decision. Not everyone thinks, "Oh my God, I'm gonna overdose on this weed." Like,
Well, I mean, I think it's slowly happening. I mean, if you look at the country now, I think 60% of the population support legalizing it versus the 1940s after all the propaganda.
Yeah.
It was like 90% opposed legalization.
yeah,
Yeah, like even the 90s was rough.
I think it was at like 35% then. It was slowly getting better. It just it takes a while.
And I'm not even on that. Like, there's a lot of things. I feel strongly about a lot of shit, but still not strongly enough to join some coalition for it or some shit. I'm just like, if it changes, it changes. If not, I'm cool with that too. Like,
You
I
want
don't
to join normal?
I don't what? No. I don't get on board with none of it. I'm like, well, whatever.
National Organization for the Reformation of Marijuana.
Reparations.
Reparation of
Give those
marijuana laws.
potheads money. I've been growing this shit and not getting paid properly.
No, but I hope as I get older, I'll learn how to like roll with the changes and like get on board with shit that changes and not be stuck in my ways. like a lot of old people that I thought do that. But you know,
Yeah.
the world's different than what I thought it was.
Yeah. I think just, especially someone like you just like to try new things all the time. I think you'll be fine. You'll be one very
You'll
hip
probably
old man.
I can't wait.
I'm going to
get
be
out.
like, I don't know how to do any of this stuff.
My man does everything for me.
Yeah. If you die first, I'm fucked.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
Y'all good for episode 86?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm done with it. I'm hungry.
I'm done with it.
Yeah.
Either
Nice,
or.
dude. That was another episode of the Wildly Uninteresting podcast, number 86.
86.
With
By the
Casper
way,
and Couch.
Congrats on not talking about the election. Well done.
Oh, yeah.
Well done.
I tried. No, man. Yeah, like, subscribe,
we go ahead and
share,
talk about it?
all that shit.
Get the fuck out of here.
Thank you for listening to another episode.
Voter
Voter
fraud.
Skibbity
Wildly Uninteresting.
Voter fraud. They stole it.